What up, YouTube? OG Trap Jordan back with another one, and today's word of the day is triggered. Some of y'all were triggered by my last video, and some of y'all are probably going to be triggered by this video. Let me run you this intro, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to explain everything to you.
OG Trap Jordan, OG Trap Jordan, the other sneaker YouTubers, the hell are boring. OG Trap Jordan, OG Trap Jordan, I got sneakers rated and pouring.
So, a couple of days ago, I dropped a video called They Bricked, and I was talking about how the Black Cement 3s basically bricked and why that was a problem. And I got a few views on that, and I got a whole lot of comments, and I had a lot of rational people on there giving me their point of view and making their argument real respectfully, and I got it and I understand their points, but I gotta clarify something right off the rip before I continue this video. When I was saying that it was a problem, it was clear to me that a lot of people were jumping in the comments and not even watching the video because they didn't even know what I was talking about. They basically were telling me, assuming that I was a reseller, which I'm not. I've never resold a pair of shoes in my life unless I sold them for retail or sold them to a friend for less than below and then ended up regretting it later. But anyway, that's kind of irrelevant. The fact is, if I can clarify, what I was trying to say was, as long as these shoes are sitting right now, and we'll get into the reasons a little bit more elaborately, but as long as they're sitting, later on next year it's going to be a problem, because what happens when these shoes sit in your local store is later on when Nike and Jordan Brand allocate these to your local stores, they'll send out less pairs. And not only that, there's also a lot of, not even rumors, more or less confirmation that starting next year they're going to be pulling back on stock and there's going to be a lot less. And that is because for a long time we wanted more pairs because we couldn't get our hands on them, so Nike accommodated us. They gave us more pairs, and now they're not moving like they used to. They're sitting. It's the holiday season. There's some classic Jordans dropping, and people don't really seem to be that enthusiastic about them. And that was my point. I'm not a reseller, and it wasn't like I was trying to tell people don't buy these shoes. That wasn't it at all. If you actually watched the whole entire video, you would have seen me wrap it up and get to my point. But a lot of people jumped in there, and they just jumped to a conclusion. So, with that being said, I just want to say that now we have these Columbia 11s coming out this holiday. We just had a shock drop, and there's not even that much enthusiasm about them. There's not even that much hype. People aren't even tripping. It's been like 10 years since the shoe came out. It's a classic. People love this shoe, but people weren't even tripping on the shock drop. So I'm making my prediction right now that these are going to pretty much be bricks too. If you don't like that word, I understand it's triggering. I understand the argument that that's not what brick means. It means they go for below retail. Well, guess what? If you look on StockX right now, they're going for below retail. We're coming into the holiday season. They're gonna make like they've made like 1 million pairs of these, and they're not gonna do that great. They're gonna sit around, and that's fine. And you're exactly right. If you want these shoes, you should get them. It's more for the real sneakerheads to grab. F the resellers, I get that. I've never been about reselling or none of that, but the fact is that right now the hype is kind of gone on these shoes. And to be honest with you, a couple people in my comments, they made some really good points. They were like, yeah, well, it's the prices. Jordan's getting greedy. They saw the resellers making money, and so they started jacking their prices up. Plus, we know we're not doing that great right now with the economy. A lot of people aren't doing that great. So who wants to go spend $230 on a shoe when there's more important things like gas and groceries and the holidays and stuff like that? And I get that. But my point was never that you shouldn't get these shoes. They're bricks. They're a flop. Don't get them. You're not a real sneakerhead and blah, blah, blah. You're definitely a real sneakerhead if you're going to go get these, and you definitely should get these shoes. But in my opinion, they're bricks right now. And next year, you guys are going to see, mark my words, when we're going out and we're trying to get all these shoes that they have slated for release next year, and they're going to be a little tougher to get. And if they're not, then I'm going to stick to what I was saying. I'm going to stand on business, and I'm going to tell you that it's pretty much a wrap after that. Like, these will get played out. Nobody's hyped about any releases unless it's a collab, and I understand that this is a new era and there's young kids coming up that never seen Michael Jordan playing. I get all that, but these are some coveted shoes that have dropped and that are coming out, and it's just a really crazy time that we live in, and that was all really the point that I was making. And a lot of you guys got on my video in my comments and you made some really respectful arguments, and you know, I gave you guys some of my own take. I replied and did it very respectfully, and hey, you're more than free to do that. This is America. It's a free country, and I respect that, and I'm not taking nobody out of my comments. I'm not blocking nobody. You can say what you want on my platform. That's how I feel. I don't really care. I got thick skin. I'll shake it off. But at the end of the day, there was a couple of people that were disrespectful in my comments, and hey, it is what it is. It's the internet. I put myself out there, and I can take it. I'm not tripping. But the fact is, some of y'all didn't really watch my content. You guys just jumped to conclusions and made your little comments, and that's what trolls do, and I ain't tripping. But the fact is that we're living in a different day right now, and a lot of these shoes are bricking. I know you don't like that word. I know it's triggering, but that's what's happening. And when these Columbia 11s come out, I wouldn't even be surprised if these hit outlets. And that's just how I feel, and I'm pretty much going to make this short and sweet, and I'm going to wrap it up. So to everybody that got in my comments, thank you. I really appreciate the engagement. I don't mind chopping it up with you guys and giving my opinions and hearing your opinions and going back and forth a little bit. So other than that, for the couple of people that did get in and were kind of disrespectful, and before you guys jump in there and get disrespectful again, I'd just like to say ahead of time, kiss my ass. I don't really care. Say what you want, but these shoes are bricking, and it is what it is. And if you like my comment or you don't like my comment, feel free to engage. If you do like it, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, leave a like. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. But with that being said, I'm OG Trap Jordan, and I'm checking out one more time. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.